That day, that cold, wet fall day, I'll never forget it. As I peered into the woods, and I stared into its eyes, deaf as all I could see, and its teeth, too many teeth, and a jagged head, and its claws, deformed from slashing and hitting, groaning. Death, I saw, as its scantily clad ribcage with nothing on it. My brother's frozen face I peered at, as I thought he was going to die, and it's coming now, as I cannot do nothing then. I cannot do nothing now. I'm back from the shadow realm, but obviously let's bore you no more. I got to this intro like a snail. However, let's talk about this. Okay, so what are we going to do? From the title, you can tell that we are going to be doing David Paulides' 4011 Missing. Very scary topic. Remember, that is David Paulides' 4011 Missing. You should research the topic, and it's a hit seller on YouTube Movies right now. Recommend you go see it. Now, David Paulides, let's start out with just him. He was a cop for a while, and he's up in Canada, and he also did a couple things in America, but for the most part, uninteresting life. Now, you see, David Paulides, where he gets interesting, is a lot later in his life. He starts to research some weird stuff, and that is his file of the 4011 Missing. What that is basically, it's really scary, and it's about missing children. Now, no, there's a lot of people who go missing. I think the numbers is like annually 1 million people a year in the United States, and Canada 1 million, so basically just the same in Canada and the United States a year. 992,000 of them come back just fine, just runaways, or were on a vacation for one more day than they were supposed to. Nothing that harsh. Just they're away for like 1 more hour or something stupid. And someone called the cops, and it was filed as a missing report. He went through all of these, and he specifically made spreadsheets of the ones who stayed missing, then singled those out in abnormal cases. Now, the criteria to fit the 401 missing is, well, I'll talk about the criteria a little later. But, you see, David Paulides contributed his life, the rest of his life, to researching this. So I think you should go over to him, his YouTube, his this, his that. Wonderful man. And what the 411 Missing is, let's just give it short. So if you listen to this video, just go to him. It's for missing children, specifically, and a lot of missing people as well, but specifically this is very weird. So, you see, basically the criteria to fit this and how you know it's 411 missing is German background. Let's list it here. Then besides German background, we have no guns, 1 dog usually, age is around 12 to 2, and no tracker, and mysteriously going out into the woods long distances at an early age. So let's get rid of that. Let's look at this. If you have any experience with children, or if you've had a child, or if you have common sense, I have a niece, and she's 9, and no way she could walk 10 miles. And for most criteria, this is 2 miles. But here's the thing. There is no tracks. The military men, infantry, specifically the Green Berets, have a hard time getting to these places where these child get. And there's no tracks, no signs of tampering, no evidence. However, another thing they always find them in is lake beds. Now, you see, they didn't drown because the autopsies open the mouth, go into the lungs, and look for any water. There's no water, they didn't drown, and that means they died elsewhere and then put in the water. Another mysterious thing is, most of the time, you see men float in the 411 missing when they're in the water dead, up, face up, and women float face down. However, how biology always works is that men float face down, women float face up. So basically, if the woman was dead, she'd be looking up. If the man was dead, he would be looking down in the water. Now you see, why that is a woman's gastrointestinal system is lightly connected with the umbilical cord when it gets to a whole other thing of baby and ovaries. So basically that leaves some more stomach gas basically up in here, which allows them to float like a balloon upwards towards the face. But men don't have that, so the gas goes to our back and the back of our stomachs, and then we wind up floating face down in the lake. However, that's not the case in 411 missing, like I said, so that means that there's something totally wrong here. That these people have been murdered somehow, but then been dumped there. The other thing we see is a slight bone crashes fragments, but not from hammer or blood force trauma, but actually a lack of oxygen in the lungs at the time of death by actually being launched out of somewhere very, very, very high, like an airplane. So, they're interesting there. Now, we've had no reports of mutilations. However, we've had some very strange, weird reports. And they all seem very weird, like your child. And this is not in the city. This is way out in the country. You look, 5 minutes. But you go around and back, you never see your child again. Just missing. Now, you might find them 40 miles away in a lake bed where Green Berets with older gear and everything had trouble marching on with the best boots. Kindergartner had no shoes on. So, and here's the thing. Sometimes you might find your child just fine. Sometimes, very rare, but sometimes. And here's the thing. They don't remember anything. They don't remember what happened. They weren't kidnapped. They have no signs of mutilation or anything bad happening to them. There was no child molesters. There was no DNA. But they were food, watered, sheltered. And somehow their blood sugar was maintained perfectly. And they had nothing in their stomachs. So, you see, David Paulides, I don't want you to think he's crazy. He's a cop. He's a investigator now, but he's dedicated his entire life to help finding and preventing missing children's accidents. So please go to them. Now, this is what he said and what I'm thinking. We're thinking what he calls them as saran wrap, man, like the plastic saran wrap. Why he's saying that is, you see, there's these things. Now they look identical to the Predator. However, this has been happening way before the Predator came out. Way. I mean, and here's the thing. That means these are the 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, 1910. Basically, these are way back when, before there wasn't even a concept of that. And people said from way back when, and the police reports said, that they were little saran wrap men looking like cloaked, jumping from tree to tree. Now, I don't want to bore you, so you can click off about here now, but however, I'd like to say to you, I'd like to share one more story from 411 missing that really intrigues me. And there is an official news report. I wasn't able to find it, but if you go to David Paulides, you should be able to find many. So, basically, this kid, real respectable, real nice. And remember, David Paulides researches their names, their history, their background. He does leave one detail out. He goes to a prom in Alaska, right? So he goes to this prom. His mother says, "Yeah, you're a very trustable kid. You've been trustable, wonderful your whole life. You've been," and he goes full of his friends. He falls back behind from his friends after the prom. He's never seen again. His bike is found at the bottom of a river, but he's never seen again. No tracks, no nothing. Dog team searches and Dean trackers, no, nothing, just nothing. So next 12 years later, the other son goes missing. He goes missing with a snowboarding incident where he was on a big snow machine, took an abrupt turn. They never found him. They found the snow machine, but they never found any tracks leading to the snow machine. They found nothing. And the crazy part is when the news reporter asked the sheriff, he specifically said to her, "I don't know. Alien abduction. That's the only thing." They laugh. They go, "Come on, get serious. This is for the family." And the sheriff says, "It has to be that. We found nothing. In all 30 years of working as a sheriff, there's nothing like this." So this is quite a bit scary, don't you think so? Don't know what you think about it. Please go support David Paulides. If you want to see 4011 Missing and super explanatory perfectness that I could never reach, go to the movie 401 Missing on YouTube. Thank you very much. Please like, subscribe, and it is Fox signing off.